Hello and welcome to Sunny TV, Unfiltered. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year, Melvin. Happy New Year, Simon. Hope yous are good. Everyone in the comments that comes on board, I hope you had a good New Year. We're going to do a quick preview for the Man United game. We've got them tonight at 8 o'clock. I haven't seen any updates on any of the injuries yet. I don't know if it's come through. I'll have a quick look. But yeah, give us your thoughts on the game, Melvin, and how did your New Year's Eve go? Did you have a good one?
Yeah, great one. Yeah, we ran at friends. There was about, I think, 10 of us, in all. It was very nice. Had a good time. Food was good. Drinks was good. It was it was good. And also, when you're with friends, it's great, isn't it? So, and you ain't got work the next day, so that helps as well. That was good.
Happy New Year, Correct. Hope you're well, mate. So what's your views on the game tonight, Melvin?
Well, I'm just thinking about the team. On the injuries front, I don't think Bellerin's fit. What I read, it may be wrong. That's what I read. But I would obviously have the same goalkeeper, even though he made that big mistake. We still got to stick with him, obviously. Maitland-Niles, even if Bellerin's slightly fit, I'd still have Maitland-Niles. So I thought he had a good game, and you want to be consistent. You want to keep the ball rolling, don't you? You don't want to keep chopping and changing all the time. I suppose we've got to have Mustafi at centre half with all their injuries. I wouldn't have. But I would still take a chance. It's the only chance I would take, I think. I would actually, if he's fit, put Holding in instead of Mustafi. I just think he's, even if he's not 100%, if he's been training, I'd stick him in. I think he's a much better player. He's not the greatest, but he's a much better player than Mustafi. Because Mustafi, he's got no radar, mate. For a defender, you've got to have radar. You don't know who's round him.
Yeah.
So that's no good. Luiz has got to play. Had a good game the other day, and obviously he's got to stick there. Consistency. And Saka at the back, obviously. Torreira, I'll have him in midfield because he was terrific the other day. No reason to change that. Xhaka, no one's talking about, so let's take him out of the equation for the moment because for some reason you haven't heard about him. He'll probably play Guendouzi, right?
Yeah.
Rightly or wrongly, I would move that. I would put Ceballos instead of him.
Yeah.
Deep lying. Pick up the ball, moving it quicker. That's what I would do. And I think there's less mistakes in him than Guendouzi at the moment. And he's staying in position a bit better, I think. So that is another chance I take. Ozil in midfield. The front three, Nelson I thought was terrific. Aubameyang in the middle. And they play, Lacazette in the middle and Aubameyang. I would probably personally swap that. I think Lacazette needs a rest. He's got no confidence. He don't look fit in my opinion. And I would start with Pepe. And that would be my team. And I think that team will actually have energy and keep United on the back foot for as long as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So the only problem we got is United are very good on the break. That is the thing. They've got some very fast forwards. And if we can stifle that a bit, I think we've got a very good chance.
Archie, I haven't seen any injuries update yet. So is that true, mate?
No, really?
I saw something earlier that said he hadn't trained, but I don't know if that means he's out or he's just resting him because he knew he couldn't risk getting him injured. I don't know.
So yeah, as I said, I haven't seen any of the news updates yet, so I'll have to have a look.
Just before cramp the other day, that's all. I thought it was just cramp, wasn't it? I hope it was just cramp.
Oh, it looked like it. I thought I was hoping so, mate, but apparently Saka is playing left back. Oh God. Well,
Happy New Year!
It's all sad now, isn't it? Bloody hell! I thought he was off. You know what I mean? Just before I come on to you, Simon, anyone in the comments that wants to come on for an hour, then send me a message on the air, and I'll send you the link. How did your New Year go, Simon? And what do you think of the game tonight?
My New Year's was the same as always. When I'm not working, nice and quiet, did absolutely nothing. Bit of Jules Holland and a bit of bubbly, mate, and that was it for me. The game, I've not really looked too much into personnel on the pitch because obviously we're on our arse with the squad now at the minute, the way it looks. So I've got no idea really who, a bit like you, I've not seen any news, not sure who's available, who isn't. Seen little rumours. The main thing that I've been looking at is just sort of expectations for today and what you can realistically expect. And more so looking at what Arteta's been doing since he's come in. I know you were a massive fan, Terry, and he didn't have to win me over, but he did do, and he is doing pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And it was a shame, the game against Chelsea, where, you know, it's like under Freddie, they started putting more effort in, and they're doing the same for Arteta. But what they're doing for Arteta is it's actually structured. It's not just running about, it's actually staying in shape, playing to a plan and sticking to it. And it's just a shame that we've got such a thin squad and he's had such little time that we just couldn't keep it up for 90 minutes. We just ran out of steam. You know, it was a great first half and we paid the price for it. So I'm just looking more at, does he go at United the same again? Does he go with the exact same tactics and you know, knowing that they'll probably run out of steam again? And then what does he do? Who have we got on the bench? I don't expect much today. I think we've got to look and just go, it's a brand new year. You know, it's the start with Arteta. Let's just take a point today. I'd be delighted with a point and just let's start the new year not getting beat. Let's just stop the rot a little bit and build from it and just not have too high expectations, because I think he's got massive problems today. Personnel-wise, I think we're going to look real budget 11, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. Don't know what you make of it, mate.
Yeah, I mean, obviously my views is that, I mean, as Melvin said, we was unlucky really against Chelsea. I mean, that first half was phenomenal. I mean, when you take in consideration that, you know, you've got some fans out there that want Arteta out before he's even started. You know what I mean? He's apparently Pep wank man, if you know what I mean. And, you know, all the players that have played for Emery and Lundberg are rubbish. Then, you know, we've got to get rid of them all. For Arteta to come in only 2 games, you know what I mean, putting that performance against Chelsea, I thought was magnificent. I mean, that alone should, like, you know, make him have the job in anyway for me. Do you know what I mean? But
people have got to look at fine margins as well, which is if Willock could have bagged that chance he had, it was game over. Yeah, you know, we were that you know, that close from taking that game to, you know, or going 2-0 up anyway. It was cruel.
I mean, obviously you've got to take into consideration and all. I mean, it don't happen often, but Leno with that silly mistake, really. Do you know what I mean? If he would have just stayed on his goal line, then that would never have been a goal. But then it shouldn't have been a goal anyway because Jorginho fouled Torreira in the box. And not only that, he shouldn't have been on the pitch in the first place because of the referee. It was an absolute joke all round, really, to be honest. Do you know what I mean?
Did you see, Terry, what's happened to the referee? He's not allowed to referee the next game.
Yeah. But that doesn't help us,
does it?
It doesn't help us out, though. I mean, it's, you know...
it's all good. It's all good and well after the event, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, this is what winds me up about it the most, is by the time that Jorginho pulled him down, and then you had 3 Arsenal players, including Lacazette, run over to the referee, have a little bit of an argument with him saying, why hadn't he been sent off, blah, blah. Surely the VAR with the replays could have seen that 3 or 4 times by then. So why weren't they in his ear saying, look, you've got to send him off? It's a bookable offence.
I don't know if that is. I think what the referee would have said, I saw it, I don't think it was a foul. It's a different thing. It's not like an offside decision with VAR. It's a slightly different thing. Yeah. But it's not right. VAR is not working. What they ought to do, I think we're the only country possibly that doesn't do it, is the referee doesn't look at the screen again. He should be making the decision, not someone over in Russia. You know what I mean? Yeah. He should be the one at the ground. He's seen it live. He's seen it secondhand. It should be him and totally him to make that decision. And why they don't go over to the side, I don't know. They're obstinate. They're behind the times already. It's only been going a few months over here, and they're really ruining it.
Yeah. Diesel, how you doing? Hope you're good. If you want to come on, let me know and I'll send you the link, mate. Sorry, Si, what was you going to say there, mate?
I was just wondering if anybody's actually seen anything about why in the Premier League have we got such a primitive VAR system? Why is it so basic? It makes no sense to me at all. Well, that's one thing I've never seen anybody actually say something is, why is it so bad? Why is it so far off the mark? You know, it's rubbish.
Exactly what you're saying. I mean, if you look at it and all, ain't that what Wenger's job is now and all? I thought he said he was going to change this system on the VAR, that we've got to go over and look at it now. That's what I heard and read, but nothing's changed whatsoever. It's a joke, you know. I mean, I see a clip on Twitter the other day, and it was showing you the Australian football, and they were showing you the referee. He booked the player, but it was a really bad tackle, wide tackle. He put the player, but straight in his ear, VAR come over, told him to go over and have a look at the screen. He looked at the screen, come straight back on, knew it was a red card, and went over to done the thing and give him a red card instead. Why can't we do that? I don't understand.
I saw that the other day, actually. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter the other day, the referee game. And also, 101 makes a good point, which I've said before. It's not VAR that's no good, it's the people using it.
Yeah, exactly that. You're right. But just obviously getting back to their game tonight. I mean, obviously, for me, like I've been saying all the time, and I know that you've got people that want to sort of say, well, it's United, they're great on the counter-attack, and they're solidly great and things like that. But for me, that's what we've been doing wrong for the last 2 years. We've been worrying more about the opposition than worrying about ourselves, and that's why we're in this position, in my eyes. Now, if we go out and play like we did Sunday against Chelsea, and hopefully get 60 minutes out of players of playing at high intensity, tracking them ball down, getting 2 or 3 players in that system, where as soon as the goalkeeper kicks it out to the defence and we're straight on them, and we get 60, 70 minutes out of players with their energy, their fitness levels are up still. Then obviously I would rather play that way, and hopefully even if we nick a draw out of it, obviously I think most people would be happy tonight. You know what I mean? I know obviously we want 3 points, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? I want 3 points, of course I do. But in the 2 games, like I said, that we've seen Arteta as our manager, come on, I mean, let's be honest. He's done wonders. Do you know what I mean? That was the first time in 2 years, like on Sunday, that I was actually gutted about the result. Because normally we're going to the games knowing that we're going to lose or we're going to play crap, or you knew what was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? So on Sunday was the first time for ages that I was actually back into football. How about yourself, Melvin?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Tel. The first time for a long time, might be a couple of years as well, at half time, I was actually nervous.
Yeah.
I've just been like, shoulders down, let's get on with it, how long to go? But half time, I was like, you know what, we could win this. I can't believe it. We're actually playing. And I thought, oh, let's keep this level up. This is fantastic. And I was very nervous for the second half, and that's a great feeling, really. Didn't think I had it in me anymore. Also, when you think about it, we're not fit. It's proving it. We're not a fit squad, and that's really bad. Can you imagine if this manager will get us fit and get a couple of players in that he wants? The improvement will be enormous. So listen, I want us to win. Of course I do. If we draw, I'll take it. But today doesn't define our season. Getting Arteta defines our future, I reckon.
Yeah. You, Simon?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Like I say, I wasn't entirely sure about Arteta, but just that first conference that he gave, he blew me away totally. I thought he was immaculate. And then just watching the way the team's played under him twice has really, really impressed me. Because I just thought this lot, 80% of them are in big trouble no matter who manages us. But you can see it there, and I think that was our downfall. Like my comments a minute ago, I think it was because we played so well, we suffered late against Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm not overly optimistic for today, but I'm massively optimistic with Arteta, massively. Like Melvin's just said, we just go and just in this window, go and get a centre back and a centre mid, and let's actually rescue this season as much as we can.
Yeah.
And starting just taking any sort of positive out of today for me.
Yeah, I totally agree with Gunnar Martin here. Let's play with our strengths, which is going forward. If we worry about sitting back and Man United's attack, we will lose the game. This is
it. This is another, United can be good, but I watch a lot of United, living in Manchester. A lot of my mates are Man United fans. I watch quite a lot of Man United. They're so hit and miss. They play brilliant one week, shite the next.
Yeah.
They're not an infallible side at all, and like you've said, just no respect today. Let's go and smash Man United and go with that mindset. And if we come out getting beat, tough shit, but at least we were up for it.
You know what? Honestly, I always say this. I really don't mind losing if we've put 100% effort in. If you can come away from the game and say, well, look at Sunday, for instance. The referee was against us. The linesman was against us. The keeper made us silly bloody error. Do you know what I mean? A player shouldn't have been on the pitch. And, there's a couple of little things what should have done different. You know what I mean? All right, we didn't deserve to lose, but we've lost. But at the end of the day, you can see what he's trying to do. Do you know what I mean? We've put fight in. That first half was fantastic. In the last 2 years, I've never been able to say that. I've just come away saying we deserve to be beat because of the way we've played, because of the way we've been set up, because of the managers we've had.
Honestly, mate, I was the same this morning. I actually got up and I was like, oh, I'm excited for the game later. And not because I think we're going to win, just because we've got a team now that I can actually get behind. I can go, these guys are putting everything in for my club like I would, so I'm going to get behind them 100%. Like you say, that's been the difference. They just look like they care all of a sudden. And I felt like that against Chelsea. I thought, I don't know if it annoys me or it makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, Archie just
said now that they're putting effort in.
Archie just said that Chambers has been confirmed as his ACL, so we've got to buy a centre back now because it's getting ridiculous now. I mean, even our left backs and right backs. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was saying, Terry. You know, if you're looking at our team today, and it was, God knows, you know, Mustafi at right back, Xhaka at left back, you know, and Luiz and Socrates in the middle. You know, I'd fear for us massively. You know, that's how frightening things look at the minute. Sadly, you know, we're not a million miles off that at the moment, are we?
We're
losing players.
I'm not talking about losing, mate. I'm just saying that in hindsight, you know what I mean? It wouldn't bother me about losing with the fight that we put in. I mean, I want to go there and absolutely smash them tonight. And not only that, to shut up all these bloody fans that don't believe in Arteta, to be honest. That would just make me happy anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's just a comment there, though. Somebody's just said they gave up after they felt like giving up after seeing the chat. Yeah, there we go. After the loss, I gave up. We play poorly, we lose, and we play well and we lose. Yeah, but that's the thing. You've got to look beyond the obvious, which is look at how we actually went about winning that game. It wasn't the result. It was how we tried to get a result. That's what's encouraging, not the result itself.
Yeah.
I know what you're shaking your head at, Terry. I know what you're shaking your head at.
Matt, honestly, for God's sake, mate, I don't know why you don't go and support Everton, son. Go and support them.
Happy New Year, Matt.
Goodness sakes.
I mean, can I ask you, Terry? Like, obviously, because you were a big fan of Arteta right off the bat. I know, you know what I mean. You weren't hiding about that.
Yeah.
Does anybody realistically think, from, you know, in my personal opinion, from what I've watched, I don't think anybody could be doing a better job.
Listen, as I said before, you know what I mean, that interview alone for me was, you know what I mean, out of this world. As I said, every 2 seconds he was talking, you know what I mean, the hairs on me back and my arms were going up, just for the pure passion that he's got for our club. Now, you would not have got a quarter of that from Ancelotti or Allegri or any of them. They would have come in and they would have been snobby, if you know what I mean, because they know, obviously they know they're a good manager. They've got great CVs. Don't get me wrong. I don't want them at my club. I don't want them their way of football, and I don't want to go and watch that way of football. So to me, you know, I just can't understand how people can't see, you know, the brain of what Arteta's got. Do you know what I mean? As I said before, you know, he's played under Wenger for 5 years. Wenger made that statement himself, saying that when he finishes football, he's going to be a fantastic manager. You know what I mean? So I was a little bit off with Wenger when he didn't take him under his wing, if you know what I mean, and let him go to Pep. But thank goodness he did. You know what I mean? Because Pep is one of the best managers out there. And like Arteta said, you know what I mean? When he left Arsenal that day, he went up to every staff and all that and said, hopefully I will be back with my badges and managing this club once again if you'll have me. I mean, that to me is, you know what I mean? It's like your son coming home, isn't it? If you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. So how on earth no one can get behind him? I just ain't got a clue, mate.
Well, do you know what I found really encouraging the other day is an interview from David Luiz saying that he can go right to the top of the game. You know, he's really, really impressive. And that held quite a bit of weight with me because I thought he's an old dog that won't learn new tricks. You know what I mean? He knows who he is as a player. Yeah. So he's not going to be won over easily. And he's been won over by Arteta. You know, if Bukayo Saka comes out and says Arteta's really good, does it hold much weight? Not really, because he's a kid. It's not that hard to impress him. But, you know, as a senior pro that's, you know, been under some proper managers, to come out and say what he did, I thought that was nice, you know, to actually hear the players backing up what we're seeing.
You know what, Si? I think we might be very, very lucky very lucky that Arteta was part of our club and wanted to come back. He's got all the right credentials, but also lucky that Emery wasn't slightly better than what he was, because we might have stuck with him for another 2 or 3 years. By what time Arteta might have had a great offer elsewhere. So I think everything might have fallen into place perfectly for us.
Yeah. I mean, this is a great comment here from Adam. He's put Arteta with a fully fit squad of our current players. We could get top 6. We're struggle getting it with these injuries, and we're likely need to spend a little in January. Still very encouraged, however. Adam, totally right, mate. It's a great statement. I mean,
that's how it should be. Realistic optimism.
Yeah, exactly. You know, let's be honest, right? In my eyes, if Emery or Lundberg were still our manager, in them 3 games, we still wouldn't have got no points in my eyes. I don't think we would have won any games. And I don't even think we would have drawn the games, even at Bournemouth and at Everton myself. I think Everton would have smashed us, to be honest. And we were, I mean, all right, we was unlucky not to get a win at Bournemouth, I think, with the chances that we had. But, you know, getting 2 points out of 3 games at the moment is a bonus for me.
Exactly, because the points, I mean, they should matter. We ain't going down, but we've got to look past the results and look at the performance. The performance is far more important, and that's it. That is what we're looking at. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I don't know if you agree with me or what your opinion is of this, but let's give our opinions. If Ancelotti or Allegri come in now, right, for them 3 games, would we have seen the Torreira that we've got under Arteta? Would we see Nelson performance like he did against Chelsea? Would we see David Luiz, who I've been slagging off, you know what I mean, and want him out of my club, basically, have the game of his life against Chelsea? What are your opinions?
Right, my opinion is, first of all, on Nelson, I don't think he would have done, because the way Arteta put his arm around him after the Bournemouth game was fantastic, and it had a big impact. And obviously the kids' confidence rose because of that, and he had a very, very, very good, most certainly first half anyway. Luiz, I'm not sure about, because I think he's got it in him, but did he just play well because he was playing against his old club and it was his type of cup final? Let's see what he does today, Luiz, before I make my decision on that. Yeah. Was the other player you talked about, Terry? There was Torreira, perhaps not again. Torreira, I've never seen such a change in a player. He was back to the. No, I think obviously Arteta's got in his head, got in his ear, doing blah blah blah. Told him exactly what he wants out of him, and he seems to have followed it to the letter of the law. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, Simon.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. I've been massively impressed by him, massively impressed, and I had no expectations. But I was saying this to somebody the other day that, you know, Emery, you know, the situation with Ozil and the taking him out of the squad and then going back on it, I think the players completely lost any respect for him in that instant. That it's this guy, if you just keep on, he'll fold at some point. So I think that's why they stopped playing for him. Then Freddie, you know, maybe it's because he was a part of the same regime and setup, but it was clear they weren't really respecting him that much either from, you know, or maybe they were respecting Freddie, but he's not ready as a coach. You know, he admitted, I'm desperate to get out of this hot seat as quick as I possibly can. You know, we need a manager. Whereas Arteta, I think it's interesting because nobody's got any preconceived ideas of him because no one knows what they're about to see. So they can't go, well, if we just keep at this, he'll give in at some point. They don't know that because no one knows. So if he's coming in and saying, this is how it is, you know, you play my way or you fuck off, they're all going to have to, I think, agree with that until he shows that that isn't the case. So I think that's why he's not asking for respect. He's commanding it at the minute. Yeah. And that's the massive difference for me. He's, you know, when he came in, he said, he didn't say I'm going to try and bring new ideas. I'm not going to try this. He said, this is what I'll be bringing to the club. You know, I'm going to shake the tree is what he said. I'll shake the tree and I'll see what falls out. You know, I will be, the 2 big things he said about Pep was consistent and ruthless. And that was, you know, the same as you, Terry, here in that interview. I was like, this is what a manager feels like. This is how a proper manager talks. This is a proper bloke. Like, listen to him. I said to you, Terry, I gobbled up every word he said in that interview. Yeah. He blew me away. I was like, wow. Yeah. Wow, you know, now I'm excited. Now I see what Terry was seeing. You know, I get it. I get it big time.
Simon, to say you probably haven't seen an interview like that from anyone at any team. Because I
Well,
think
you know,
that was unbelievable, to be honest.
well, mate, I worked in TV. You know, I've seen thousands of players get interviewed, coaches get interviewed, you know, pundits get interviewed. I've never seen anything that crisp, you know. And I love the fact that he had nobody sat next to him.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need you to come and hold my hand because I'm a man. I'll tell you what I'm about to do.
Exactly,
you know? I loved it. I loved everything about it. Absolutely.
Also,
everything.
Simon, sorry, also, if he talks like that publicly, can you imagine how good he is in the dressing room?
Oh, exactly. Right, let's just have I can't even say it. Hypothetical question, right? Let's have it, and people in the comments, let's see what you would say, right? So I'm going to.
Can I just say one thing, Terry? Somebody just commented then saying the next few hours are going to be an excruciating wait, and I thought, when was the last time anybody said that?
But, you know, it's full of optimism at the moment. You know what I mean? Which is great. You know what I mean? It's great to get back into football, if you know what I mean. It's been like, I would say, a full season that I've not really give a shit about it, to be honest. I've not really watched the Champions League, not really watched the Europa League, if you know what I mean. I've not really watched even a Championship or anything like that. I mean, I'll watch football all day, do you know what I mean? But I've just not been interested in it at the minute. And that's purely down to, obviously, Arsenal and Emery and his tactics and everything like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just worn me out, to be honest. But anyway, getting back, let me give you an hypothetical question, right? And see what your answers will be. And everyone in the comments, let us know. Right, if I'm Arsenal now, I'm the director, I'm giving you a choice now. You can keep Arteta or go and get the manager that you wanted out there. What would you do?
I'll start you off. I'd keep Arteta. I'd
probably I'd stick. Definitely, 100%.
So you two would stick, same as me. We haven't really got anyone in the comments commenting on that at the minute. So, here we go. We've got Adam, keep Arteta all day. Power spying, same here, Terry. Archie, Arteta unless it's Pep or Klopp. Gunnar Martin, Arteta all day. Arteta any day of the week. Matt Owls, obviously. Arteta out. Goodness sake.
But this is the thing, Terry. Before anybody had seen him manage a game, I get the scepticism because it's like, well, we don't know what we're getting, and you know, for a lot of fans that didn't want him, a bit like me, is I didn't feel we were in a position as a club to go for a total unknown. But you know, now he's putting the proof in the pudding. You know, so how can you want him out when he's actually doing what we've been asking for as a manager?
Do you know, honestly, it makes me proud to be a Gooner at the minute because obviously I'd say 99%, even in the comments and even us, have said keep Arteta and let's go with him. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, not only that, I mean, he's young. Do you know what I mean? He wants to make a name for himself. He don't want to just sit back. Do you know what I mean? He might, who knows who he wants to go and manage afterwards. He might want to stay with us and I hope he does. But you know what I mean? He wants to do a great job for us. You know what I mean? He's a proud man. And I totally agreed with what he said and believe that what he said when he said that he would never have took the job if he thought it was too big for him.
Well, I was just going to say that, Terry, is they were a couple of other interesting things I took from that press conference, that first one, that he said it was a good thing we didn't sign him when we got Emery because he said I wasn't ready. But then in this press conference about this opportunity, he said ready about 30 times. So, you know, although it wasn't good for us as a club at the time, because we ended up with Emery, maybe now in the long run, we will benefit because he's a more well-adjusted human coach. You know, now we could have jumped the gun with him, lost the first 10 games, all have hounded him out and never got to experience the manager we might actually have on our hands right now.
Exactly.
Something else from that press conference as well was that when he talked about him and Pep and going to Man City and being told that they couldn't do it, they wouldn't be able to spin that club round playing the way that they, you know, the ideas that they had of playing football. So he strikes me as a man that doesn't like being told, no, you can't do this, you won't achieve this. So I think it turns him on a little bit, the idea of coming to Arsenal and fixing this shit show. Well, you know, sausage fest, mate, for all of us if he does swing it round, you know. But it does strike me like he's he didn't look nervous. He looked like a man that has chosen to come here, not forced. He's picked this.
Yeah. Right, so here's another one for you then. You're Arteta. You got United tonight. You got a few of these injuries. Give me your teams and tell me how we should play this game, Melvin.
Well, like I said before, Ray, I would have Leno, obviously, Maitland-Niles. I'd have Holding, Louise, and Saka if he's fit. If he's not, I suppose we've got to start with 10 men. Anyway, midfield, Torreira, and I have Ceballos, Ozil with Reece Nelson, Aubameyang, and Pepe out front. And I would be again on the front foot, because when we play the good teams at home, most certainly, like the Liverpools, Chelsea, we've done it with, Man United, we've done it with a couple of times. We've beaten them, and Spurs. When we've beaten them, it's because only we've been on the front foot. We haven't sat back, and hopefully we do the same tonight.
Sorry, Luke. Sorry. Yeah, go on, Simon. Give us your thoughts. I totally agree with you there, Melvin.
Yeah, like I say, it's tough to pick a lineup because I've just got no idea who's fit. I wouldn't change. Similar to Melvin, I wouldn't go a million miles away from what he's been going with. I like having a guess at predicted lineups and stuff. And with Arteta, I'm a bit whatever he picks, I'll be happy with.
Yeah,
I don't really feel like questioning him much. I don't really feel like questioning his choices. It's like I can see what he's trying to do. So whoever he picks to pull it out, let's see. And if they don't, then they might be gone. Or this is what's exciting me at the moment. Is I think everybody's going to get a chance under him to prove they're up to it, or they won't be here. Because what's the point? I do think we're in for a massive change at the club. I do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite excited tonight because I'm hoping and thinking that Martinelli's back and all. So for me, I would I think I would drop Lacazette, give him a bit of time out, hopefully, because you could see. I mean, he put in a great first half. I mean, he was running away with that front line and all. Closing down, pressuring their defence on Sunday, but you could just tell after half time that his legs were gone. His fitness, it just showed. I just can't understand what they was doing under Emery, to be honest. And why their fitness levels are just so shot. But that just for me, it just proves my point all the time that I used to say that we're playing far too defensively. And that is why our front three, they're not doing any goals or anything like that because they've got no fitness. We were just too defensive all the time. Do you know what I mean? Under Emery.
Well, it's like somebody said it to me, Terry, the other day. Is look at the last 3 Liverpool games. They've only changed the lineup, one player between 3 games, all within the space of 6 days.
Yeah.
Something as well. When you get tired and you go on the pitch and you're not properly fit, the obvious thing is to play defensively. You do less running, and that's what it was. A bit of 50-50 there, I think.
Yeah. But I personally think I would drop Lacazette. I put Aubameyang up front. I put Martinelli on the left, Nelson on the right.
Well, I was just going to ask you that, Terry. Would you boys play Nelson again today?
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think, me personally, I think the reason why he ain't playing Pepe at the moment is one, because his defensive play is not as great as Nelson and Aubameyang. I mean, you look at Aubameyang last week again on Sunday. The amount of times he got back and helped Saka at left back was unbelievable. He was phenomenal on Sunday. And Pepe at the moment is obviously he's still really very new to the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? So he has got to settle in. But under Arteta, he's going to have to do a lot more. His fitness levels have got to be up at least another 50% in my eyes. And he needs to build his strength up a bit and all. Go on. Sorry, Simon.
No, I was just going to say, Aubameyang, his work rate was really impressive last week. And I remember sitting watching the game thinking, I've not seen that Aubameyang since the end of last season. There was a few games at the end of last season where he was just like a fucking blue-ass fly. He was everywhere. But he was scoring, crossing, he was doing everything. And that was the first time last week that I was like, oh, okay. Like, he's actually putting it in. The only disappointing thing was Aubameyang was his captain. And I felt like he should have been the guy that went over to Leno and picked him up and said, don't worry about it, mate. And that's why I wouldn't, so a lot of people said to me that was a captain's display. And I thought, It was an all action display, but I don't think it was a captain's one. But
yeah. But there was a couple of people that went over to him and got him up straight away. Anyway, Leno.
Yeah, but I just mean, you know what I mean. Like Tony Adams, he'd have been the first person with his hands in your armpits, going,
Exactly,
"Get up, chin up,
Yeah.
chin up. There's time left."
What was that, Melvin?
Definitely.
After he knocked him out, it's a bit annoying.
Well, that's what I thought.
Adams would have been fantastic.
He would have literally put his fingers under his armpits, dug them in there, got him up, and whispered in his ear and said, "You wait until I get you in the dressing room." That's what he would have said.
Well, that's it. It's like defence today. I think it's going to be, like I say, plastered, whatever we've got available. Midfield, you'd say Torreira's got to be the one definite, surely. And then attack, I think's interesting because like you saying, Aubameyang and Nelson are probably going to be two of them. So who's the other one?
Sorry, say again, Simon.
I'm saying the front three today two of them will probably be Aubameyang and Nelson. So who's going to be that other person?
So for me, I would put Martinelli in there, just for his pure pace. He fights for the club. You know what I mean? He wants to be out there. So I'd give it straight to him. I'd put him straight in the team. I'd leave Pepe on the bench. Hopefully, bring him on straight after half time. Because that was my only criticism of Arteta at the weekend. I mean, I think all the fans could see that Lacazette was shot to pieces, and he should have took him off more or less straight away at half time in my eyes, and that would have helped us out a bit. So,
what did you think? Did you guys not think it was a bit odd that he went for that exact same substitution? I mean, obviously he made one sub with Chambers, which he had no choice about. But then his second sub was Willock for Ozil. And it felt more of a statement because it didn't really work in the game before for him. It felt more of a statement thing. And then because he'd made those two subs, he stiffed himself because it's like you say, that second goal of theirs. Look at Saka. He's hobbling so badly. And if he'd have been fit, he'd have won the ball twice. There was two chances where he could have stuck his foot in and he just couldn't because he had nothing in his legs. That was my instant criticism of Arteta, was his substitutes. And when I've looked back at it, I thought, I don't know really what he could have done. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see that today for me, is what his subs are today.
I agree with you, Simon, with that strange substitution. But having said that, like you said, it's fine lines. Had Willock scored, you'd have said it's the greatest substitution in the world.
Well, that's exactly, mate. But yeah, it just didn't feel like a substitution on form for me. It felt like more of a look, mate. If you run out of juice with 50 minutes gone, I'll whip you off straight away. Or maybe Ozil wasn't tired and he just stopped putting it in. That's a big issue for me with Ozil. I don't know. He was great in the first half, but he disappeared in the second. For me, he was non-existent.
I think for me, what it is, I think he's going for fitness at the moment over anything else. And I think he looks at Willock over everybody else on that bench at the moment, thinking that he can give me like 40 minutes of running, if you know what I mean. He can run up and down, he can get back. If I put Pepe on, if you know, this is just my opinion, do you know what I mean? I don't know if he's thinking this or whatever, but this is the way I see it. If I put Pepe on, he's going to give me some creativity and going forward and that. But to help out and get back and all, he's not going to give me the same as what Willock's going to give me. I mean, I'm not saying that Willock is a better player than Pepe or anything like that. I'm just saying what I think. Do you know what I mean? And that's the real reason why I think he's picking Willock as a substitution at the moment, just to try and help out in the midfield and get back and cover if anyone goes forward, if you know what I mean. Whereas Pepe, in my opinion, Pepe wouldn't do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. We want him to go forward, and that's what I want him to do. I want him to terrorise the defence. But at the moment, our fitness levels and our team, really, let's be honest. I mean, our bloody defence is a joke, isn't it, at the moment? When was the last time we had our full defence out? I don't think we have we, this season?
No, not once.
I'll tell you what, Terry, the last one, we gave our player ratings. I gave Mustafi a high score because I thought he did have a terrific game. I said, apart from the goal, I thought he made a small mistake. When I watched it again, I only watched it once at the ground, I thought it was disgraceful. I'd have given him a much lower score.
Yeah.
Do you know what a massive problem with Mustafi is? A lot of people don't notice. He can't stay in a line. He either goes running towards the ball or he drops too deep, and that's why whenever he plays, I've been saying it since he joined. One ball in the channels or one over the top, we're everywhere. because everyone else is holding a line. They look at each other, and he's in the background with his arm up, going backwards. That's his big problem. He's got, like you say, he's got no awareness when there's somebody on his arse, and positionally he's terrible. I don't know. He can't. I saw the graphic thing from the Chelsea game between, was it Freddie's last game and Arteta's first, of the positions of players. And, somebody said, look at the team when Chambers was on compared to when Mustafi's on. And Chambers chooses to step out, whereas Mustafi chooses to go backwards. So we naturally sit deeper, and then we can't get out. That's a big part of why we're shit. It's not that hard to see that certain players are massively detrimental to why we're not very good at the moment.
For Man City to win the league back-to-back and having that run last season shows their fitness levels must be off the charts. Think he's trying to incorporate that with us. I totally agree with you, Diesel. I mean,
well, that's Sorry. I was just going to say that was a weird thing, though, because last season under Emery, he had us top of that chart, didn't he? For distance runs per game. We were top of that chart, I think, or top two. So I don't know where that went, but maybe they just got fed up of running the bollocks off for a guy that had no idea what he was doing.
No, I think the difference with that is, Simon, is that we was running our bollocks off, but we was running our bollocks off in our own half. That's what it was. We was defending so much, and the ball was, everyone kept attacking us, that we've had to run. It was just ridiculous all the time under Emery.
But that's what I thought. I did think it was interesting that this squad are actually capable of putting up high production numbers because they did it under Emery.
This is interesting what Gunnar Martin's put. He said Bellerin, Oldin, Ceballos and Martinelli are all fit tonight. Now, if
does he know about Saka? Have we got a Saka? Mind you, we could play Ainsley at left back, couldn't we, if Bellerin's fit?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I feel quite a lot more positive than I did 5 minutes ago.
So obviously, by looking at that, then really we could have Leno in goal. Let's say that Saka is injured, so we'll have Maitland-Niles at left back. We could go with Oldin and possibly, I don't know, David Luiz had a great game last week, so I think we've got to have him in again. And Bellerin right back, Torreira Oldin midfielder, with Ceballos, Ozil, then Martinelli on the left, Aubameyang up front, and Nelson on the right wing with Pepe and who else was it on there?
Lacazette,
Martinelli as well. Did he say
Pepe, Lacazette on the bench, Guendouzi? We'd have a good bench and all, really.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I mean, what did you guys make of Lacazette last week? Because I feel so sorry for him at the minute.
I think that he's lost his confidence. His touch is completely out. His first touch is shocking. The ball keeps getting caught between his legs. He just needs a break. He really does. It's up here, a lot of it as well. I don't think he's fit either. I don't think he's 100% fit. But I just think he needs a break. Let's just send him on holiday for a couple of weeks somewhere.
Yeah.
Just chill out, get your head together, do a bit of fitness training as well, come back, and I think you'll see a different player.
I definitely think he'll be a different player under Arteta and all. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? And as you said, Melvin, I think his confidence is really low at the minute. His fitness levels are definitely, definitely only at 50% at the moment. And if we can give him a week or two off, and then just let him concentrate solely on his fitness, and then come back, I think, like you said, he'd be a totally different player and a great striker for us.
Because this is the tricky thing with him, people hammering him. But this is a guy we did vote as our player of the season last year. Although his goal numbers weren't amazing, this is a guy that scored lots of goals every season, all of his career. That player's still in there somewhere. It's us that have ripped it out of him, not, it's not the other way around. So I think we should give him some time and some credit. I don't think he's someone we should be writing off quickly. I think we owe him a bit more than that, personally.
I think there's a lot worse players in our squad that we need to think about before Lacazette anyway, if you know what I mean. There's definitely a few that we need to get rid of, and we've still got a couple of people on loan that, why on earth have we still got them on our books? Mkhitaryan, El Nini, do you know what I mean? Let's get rid of them. Let's recoup some money. Let's go out and buy a player for what they're worth, if you know what I mean. And
This this is the mess we made though, Terry. Is we've got players that people will either take off our hands and pay the wages, or pay us a tiny fee and not pay the wage. You know what I mean? No one wants to actually pay their wages and pay us a fee for them. I think that's what we're trying to do, is get rid of them so they either improve, where somebody will go, all right, we'll spend 5-10 million on him, or we just run the contracts down where we're not paying the wages every week. And we just say, if we write that one off, I don't know, it's a big tricky thing, because I thought the same at the start of the season. Why have we not just got 10 million for El Neni and 10 million for Mkhitaryan? Moved on, but I'm guessing it's not that simple to get rid of those two, because we don't want them. So why would anyone else? It's going to be the same problem with Xhaka, Mustafi, Luiz, Socrates. Who are we getting rid of these players to?
It's how bad we've been the last 3, or we've been longer, 5 years in selling players, and also the way we buy players. And also giving these contracts. I mean, it's like we've been an amateur club, not a professional club. The way we're paying big money for these people to do the negotiations for us.
But I do think we're out the other side of that, Melvin. I was looking the other day at our deals that we've done recently, and they're very, very good. They're very good. You can and ah about Luiz, but we didn't pay a lot for him. But if you look at the other signings we made, Martinelli, we're not going to complain about him. Ceballos on loan, it was a good move on loan. All right, he's not played that much, but it was still a really good deal. Getting Pepe in, who was a player that most of us thought we've got no chance of signing a guy for this much money. He's going to be brilliant still. It's just going to take time. All the signings we made were very, very clever. Saliba, getting that done before he becomes worth 50, 60 million. We are actually turning the page, I think, on transfers. The window before that, Guendouzi, Leno, we are steadily doing better, I think.
I'm going to give the most sensible question tonight to Matt Howes. And that is the Leeds FA Cup game on TV. That's the most sensible thing you'll pick, mate. So I'm going to give you the most sensible question, Matt. And yes, it is. It's on BBC One, by the way. So there you go. George One put any Leicester players is well out of Arsenal's price range. I don't know. I mean, as Raul said, you know what I mean? We've got that special knock, apparently. So if we've got that special knock, then
there's a lot of players from Leicester I'd have, but there's not many I'd actually go and sign.
What's the difference?
Well, because a lot of them are like Vardy. I'd have him, but at this point in his career, I wouldn't go and sign him.
I'd have the right back.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. That he's one of the only ones. Is Pereira at right back? I would go and sign. And Didi is another one.
He's under the radar. That geezer, he's terrific.
And Maddison would probably be the three I'd actually try and sign. There's other players I'd have, but whether I'd try and sign them, I don't know.
Right, let's quickly get our predictions for tonight, and then we'll go on to players that you want to see hopefully come in for this transfer window. Right. So everyone in the comments, give us your predictions for tonight, the scoreline, and let's go to Simon at Old Trafford. What do you reckon the score's going to be tonight?
I'm praying for a positive result, because I'm off to an house party in a bit, full of Reds. There'll be about 20 of us, and I'll be the only Arsenal fan, and there might be one City fan I can sort of get to back me up. So I'm praying for a positive. Just not to get beat will do me, but I think 2-1 either way. I'm not going to nail my colours. 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah, come on. Let's start the year positive. Come on, boys.
Melvin.
I'm thinking 1-1, but I'm hoping obviously for more.
Okay.
I'm thinking 1-1.
Before I give my predictions, let's see what some people's put. Roy's put 1-1. London Arsenal put 2-1 Arsenal win. Hold up. We've got a very special guest entering the studio. He's bald, he's round, and he bounces off the ground. It's our Sonny.
Hey.
Emily, wasn't
it? Is it you talking or the dog?
Hey, boys, you right? Happy New Year, everyone in the comments.
Happy New Year, fella.
I'll be watching the show. I'll be driving. It's been very good.
Oh, thank you very much. We're just
don't ruin it.
Melvin, I'm at the game tonight, so hopefully we'll all meet up.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm there tonight. Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to meet Terry by the museum.
Right.
So,
What time do you normally get there? What time are you normally there?
about 7.
All right. Yeah, round about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good.
Get there just after that. Yeah, I'll try and get there for 7 then. Normally I get there just after that. All right. It's 8 o'clock kickoff. Yeah, all right. I'll try and do that. Yeah. Good.
We're just doing our score predictions quickly, Sonny. We're just seeing what the people in the comments put. Archie's put 3-2 win to us. Darkest Schooners put 1-1. Oh, bloody hell, look at this one. DBs have put 4-1 Man United are getting destroyed. RB Positive 2-1 from Kazuya. James has put 2-1 to Man United, unfortunately.
You know what? Matt Howard is such a dickhead, you know that. He's got 5 funny, for fuck's sake. Well, it does happen to be my channel, Matt.
He's also got 3-1 for United.
Do you know what? I think a big point about tonight is United are taking us very, very for granted tonight, and I think it's going to come back and bite them on the arse, to be honest with you.
Go on and give us your thoughts on the way you think the game's going to go and things like that.
I mean, obviously, defensively, we got big problems, haven't we?
Yeah.
But it's all going to be about their attitude. And I think United are going to go there, and I think they're going to be very complacent. I just hope we don't run out of steam like we did against Chelsea, though. You know, that's my big concern.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying, Sonny. Do you think he can actually go with the same tactics, knowing that this lot are going to run out of steam 50, 60 minutes in? How is he going to deal with that today? Because it worked, but he knows we're going to run out of steam. I find it really interesting tonight. I do.
I think, well, depending on what his starting lineup is, I think it's going to be very important if Ceballos plays for me, because we do need someone who can keep the ball. Again, you know, Xhaka playing is going to be a big thing as well. You know, they come up with the excuse that he was ill the other day. You know, will he be ill again, or is he? You know, is it the fact that they don't want to play him? Just is going to move?
Yeah.
You know, they got to come out and give some clarity. But I was just thinking in the car on the way down, if Aubameyang goes, how are we going to replace his goals? Because for me, Lacazette, even though he done it in France, in England he hasn't been the same player. You know, what's he been with 3 seasons now, Lacazette?
Yeah.
His first season he was awful, right? Last season he was our player of the year, but his goal return weren't really great. And this season, you know, it's hard to judge him on this season because the whole team's been bad. But for me, he's not tall enough to be a target man, right? And he's not quick enough to be an Aubameyang or Michael Owen. So it's sort of an in between. Yeah. So you know, Lacazette for me, you know, he needs someone who could, you know, if he was going to play on his own up front, he needs someone who could actually play with him. Like obviously when he was at Lyon, he had Fekir, and together they're awesome. But Arsenal got some major rebuilding to do in the summer, haven't they?
I said for me, I would drop Lacazette tonight and put Martinelli in. What about yourself, Sonny?
You know what? I always want to see it. I always obviously want to see Martinelli playing because the guy has got a passion of lion, hasn't he? He's got a heart of lion. I don't know. I do want to see Pepe play. You know, I want to. You know, ideally it'd be Martinelli left, Pepe right, and Aubameyang up front. But you know, how much did that game on Sunday take out of Aubameyang? Because the guy was playing like he had a Duracell up his bum, you know.
Yeah.
And this is what I was just saying to you then, Sonny. I think this is going to be the problem in the short term with what Arteta is trying to do, is that it's going to take a massive amount of energy to play the way he wants to. So I think people have to be realistic that results might take a massive dip at some point if the tank empties a little bit with a lot of them. I don't know. You know,
as an Arsenal fan, like, you know, if you're an Arsenal fan, the two games that you'd want Arsenal to win, it's United at the Emirates and Tottenham at the Emirates. You know, forget about how the whole season goes. You know, United for us, you know, doesn't matter what that we're 12th. It's cut final for us, isn't it?
The only difference for me is that for some reason United always come on top form against us for some reason. When they always pick their game up.
And they've always got Pogba coming back against us as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's definitely out later, I think. I'm sure I saw somebody saying he's definitely out.
Well, I'm not a big fan of his anyway. I think he's rubbish, to be honest. I don't know what the hype is about Pogba, but I just think myself, I'm positive. You know what I mean? Obviously, we've got Arteta. What he done against Chelsea, I think, was fantastic. Like I said, if we can go out and we can carry that first half over to 70 minutes against United, and then hopefully hold out for the win, I think that would be a brilliant achievement under for 3 games under Arteta. Because let's be honest, if it was Lundberg or Emery tonight, then we would all be down, we'd all be miserable, we'd all don't want to go tonight. So why not be positive?
Well, let's get it right as well though. If Arteta goes 3 or 4 games without a win as well, the fan base will start pointing fingers at him as well. You know?
Well, only certain ones, I think, Sonny, because at the end of the day, like I said, in that he's had 2 games for us, and within 2 games, well, especially Sunday, it's the first time in 2 years that I've been absolutely gutted about the result, because obviously of the performance we put in. So if we keep going ahead with the performances, you know what I mean, and obviously waiting for our players to come back and hopefully get a few in for January transfer window, then the sky's the limit, surely.
I mean, Melvin was spot on earlier, because when Melvin said earlier that it's the first time in ages that he went into the second half actually feeling nervous and that excitement, like, because obviously the season's dead for us, isn't it? There's nothing to play for. But even me, that game, I was on the edge of my seat, thinking, bloody hell, this is the Arsenal I haven't seen for a long time, you know. And then second half, it just went because Arsenal ain't the team. We can't rely on the Guendouzi. You can't rely on the Willocks. You know, midfield we got a big issue in midfield. I'd say badly, worse than the Guendouzi.
You know what?
Sorry, go on, Melvin.
I'm saying with most teams, they have one player that's a little bit weak, but they get around it because they've got 10 decent players around them. We can't afford it. We normally play with 2 or 3 of these players in the team, and really to get a result, it's going to be very, very difficult with whoever we play. We have, like the old-fashioned saying, passengers. We have a couple of, not saying they're crap, but they're not as good as they should be, and the other players have got to step up, and we just don't do that. So as he starts weeding it out, Arteta, the passengers, and plays with 11 good players, you'll see such a big change. And Sonny, I know you're saying a few results, the fans getting his back. No, they might do, but I'm not interested in them. I'm interested in the ones that are positive, because it's a big, big picture here we're looking at, not some little square inch. Sorry. Yeah,
but it's one of those things, Melvin, where there's different types of people. Some people give you a problem. Some people come to you with a solution. And it's the same with fans. Some fans just see the result and go, "We're shit, we got beat again." Whereas other fans go, Why did we get beat? What are we doing to not get beat? And so if you actually care at the minute and you're watching the team, you can see what Arteta is doing to ensure we don't keep getting beat. You can see it with your own eyes. And if you're not, I don't know what you're watching. I really don't.
You know what? You know when you lot was talking about his interview when he got a job, yeah, and how it was, yeah. You know, I've heard some inspirational speeches in my time, right? Well, it's not actually my time, before my time, but the ones that comes to mind is Winston Churchill, right? Yeah. Martin Luther King, Rocky Balboa, and Rocky IV.
I think as an Arsenal fan, there's one we've missed out. The one George Graham, when we got done against United away from home. When we beaten 1-0, we had the points taken away. Yeah, we had the squad in front of him. He gave a fantastic speech there, George Graham.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Yeah, he took that through the mill all days. Everyone hates, but we don't care. You know?
yeah.
Well, I think it's like sorry, Ty, I was just going to say, just going off what you said before, I think that's how we've got to approach today is let's just go toe-to-toe with United today. No respect, toe-to-toe, and just see who keep swinging and see who stands up the longest.
You know what?
I don't think there's any other way for us today. I don't.
I just want to get to that stage, right? Forget that we're playing United today, you know. Every game we go into as Arsenal fans now, we don't expect to win. You know, it's like we've got that monkey on our back. And it's not just a monkey; it's a bloody gorilla. You know, we've got a great big fat one who's, you know, on our back. You know, and that needs to come with wins.
Yeah. We're only a day into 2020 and Sonny's already got a date.
Just going back to the speeches, I mean, surely the speech that he gave before that Liverpool game in that last game of the season has got to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that has got, you know, unbelievable.
I'll tell you something though, after that performance against Chelsea, losing that game was a big kick in the teeth though.
Yeah, but I mean, as I said, I mean, when you look at it on a whole, Sonny, I mean, you know, the referee was totally against us that game. The linesman was against us. Jorginho should never have been on the pitch. It should have been a foul before that goal inside the area. So everything was going against us. And that's what I was trying to say to people. If we kept Emery, why we was in a relegation battle. Because when you're down there, these decisions won't go with you.
Yeah, but thing is,
exactly. Sorry, come on.
where everyone's missing though, Chelsea are not very good. Right? Chelsea are not a very good team. You know, they've only won out of the last 10 games or something. Last 15 games they've won less than half. You know,
they drew today as well, didn't they?
They won 7 out of 15, Chelsea, and they drew today as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go for some quick afterwards, Matt. Why not? That's where I park my car anyway.
Who's the ref for today? Arsenal Fan Circle Channel Sport. I don't know at the moment, mate. I've not seen it.
Do you know what I thought the ref did though against Chelsea was he gave too many yellow cards. It started pretty feisty, and he handed out too many yellow cards too quick, and then went right. I better slow down a bit. But you can't referee like that. If there keeps being fouls, you keep handing out yellow cards. Yeah. And I think he didn't want to try and ruin the sort of aesthetics of the game rather than actually referee it. Because there was loads of fouls that went without a yellow card in that game.
Well, to start with, Dan Guendouzi, he should have got booked, I agree. But after that early booking, I thought Chelsea had about 6 or 7 players that could have got booked. They never touched them. So I think he didn't know what he was doing, the geezer. He's out of his depth.
Melvin, I think Guendouzi is a bad liability, in my opinion. Going into January transfer window, right? What do you expect? What do you expect Arsenal to do realistically?
I'll tell you what go on. In fact, no, you go for it, Terry. Go on. You go.
I know who I want, and then you know, I mean, I would go for if they come to us. I don't know. Obviously, I'd love to get Maddison from Leicester. I just think. I know that would never happen. I'm just saying. I'd love to get him. I'd love to get Jack Grealish for me. I think in that midfield for us, he'd be such a bulldog, and that's the sort of type of players that we need. We need bulldog players now that is going to run because he runs for 90 minutes for Aston Villa. Without him in their side, they'd be bottom of the league. I don't care what anyone says. And even say that.
When Spurs were linked with Jack Grealish last season, right, or was it season before? I laughed. I thought to myself, that's Tottenham's level. But I'll tell you something, if there's one player Arsenal need, he's actually Jack Grealish.
He's honestly, that's what I mean. And that's what I think. The way that we're going to go now, the way that we're going to start playing is our fitness levels needs to be like 100% every game. And players like Jack Grealish can do that. He runs for 90 minutes, and that's what we need.
Arsenal Fan Circle has just turned around and said, if you haven't subscribed to Arsenal Fan Circle, if there's ever a gentleman who's got a YouTube channel, it's this geezer. He's a top gentleman. Obviously, Mank Simon being the other one. Arsenal Fan Circle saying Evans, Grealish, Decore. You know what? There's a lot of hype around Decore, but I don't think myself with him. It's just a popular name out at the moment, Decore, isn't it? Really, I don't think is he Arsenal's level. Well, what is Arsenal's level nowadays? I suppose we're Arsenal's level at the moment, but. I don't know.
The question you asked is who we're going to go, not who we want. Who we want, I can give you a list. It's a totally different question. What we will do, I don't believe we do a lot actually. I think we'd be lucky to get one player in, whether it's a midfielder or a centre back. I'd like to think we get a quality midfielder or centre back. I don't know if we even will. I think we just get 1 or 2 players that will fill the gap until next year. I really do.
I mean,
I'm bearish on that.
Xhaka's gone. Also, Aubameyang's gone now. I can't see Aubameyang being here by the end of the by next season anyway. I think he's going to go, whether it's January or summer.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I just think he showed a lot of passion on Sunday for me. On Sunday, he showed me that he wants to fight. I don't know why.
Terry. Or if you was leaving your job, wouldn't you make your last week in your job the best week you've had?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know. I mean, obviously, you might be right. That's what I mean. But I just see a difference in him last Sunday. And I know what you're saying. Is he playing to obviously get a transfer away to the club that he wants? If he does, then what can we do about it? I mean, the situation that we've put ourselves in as a club, that's down to Arsenal, not him.
The stupidest comments on Twitter is bring back Nketiah. The geezer can't get into the league team. And do we want another youth player who ain't good enough? You know?
I mean, to be fair, I'd bring him back though still, because obviously we need, if any, I mean, Lacazette ain't doing the job at the minute, like everyone's saying. So if you haven't got a Aubameyang, who else have we got?
Mate, Nketiah needs 55 chances to score. You know, he's awful in front of the goal. Absolutely awful. Melvin, what do you think?
About Nketiah bringing him back?
I know he's young, but his finishing ratio, I think, is awful.
Listen, he's not good enough at the moment for our first team. We've got decent forwards, even if a couple go. Martinelli is streets ahead of him. And basically, I'd have him in front of him any day of the week. And I think Nelson, I think the forwards is not a problem. We shouldn't worry about getting him back. I'm not interested in him. I'm more interested in the defence and the midfield. Let's sort that out first. And I think the forward line will sort themselves out. Even if we have to get rid of one or two of them, I think we can get people in as well. So that's not the problem.
You made another great point as well, right, Melvin? I think it's your day.
It's just got a bit bigger there. Hold on.
It's your day today for great points. Where's the kid, by the way? Where is he?
I don't know.
Would you, he wants to be on. He wants to come on next time if that's all right.
You know what he said?
I spoke to him just before. Yeah, he said loves to go. Come on.
The other great point that you made was David Luiz. Where's that performance been all season? And is he that player? Ain't he that player?
Yeah.
Because he was no nonsense. He was kicking the ball into Rowe's head. He weren't take no prisoners the other day. He weren't messing about.
But I mean, I think a lot of this, what we're talking about, surely the credit has got to go to Arteta. Because if it weren't for Arteta coming in and probably telling these players, look, you know what I mean, you need to pull your fucking finger out your ass because otherwise you're going to be on the bench, then, you know what I mean, none of this would have happened, I don't think. Because none of these players would have played the same under Emery or Ljungberg. I'm sorry, they wouldn't have.
Chadwick Moffat, Happy New Year, my bro. Thanks for the super chat. Happy New Year, Sonny and the guys. Who's going to the Emirates today to slap round delusional, unofficial pundit? Arsenal needs to win big time. Unofficial pundit, we're going to do a podcast tomorrow and I'm going to get him on. And
never even heard of him.
I hope we win. I hope we win because that guy needs to be put. He needs to be put in his place. He's a delusional tire, but a mouthy version. But he's actually a very nice guy. But he's still rating United like that back in the 90s.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Terry, about Arteta's got to take a lot of responsibility for Luiz's performance. But we'll know today, in the next few weeks, whether it is the performance or it was just Chelsea against his whole team.
It's just Chelsea, Melvin, to be honest with you.
I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see.
Yeah, but like we said, with Nelson, he's put his arm around him and look at the game that he played, Torreira. And this is, I'll give him the best question of the day, but I'm going to give Matt the fucking silliest question of the day again. No, Terry, credit goes to the players only. How can it go to the players only? Like I said, because if it was under Emery or Ljungberg, none of them players would have stepped up. So there's only one person that made them players stepped up, Matt, and that's Arteta.
And the thing is, Terry,
you should be watching football. Sorry, Simon.
Yeah. No, sorry, Matt. I didn't realise he's not finished. But it's the same with, well, why do they pay managers then? They'd just be volunteers if they never got any credit for anything.
Yeah,
only players would get paid. But just talking about the transfer window, I think we'll definitely do some business in this window. I said it in August and I'll say it again now. I think we'll definitely bring 2 players in. Whether they're permanent or not, I don't know. But for me, I'd quite happily accept Rabiot coming in on loan to the end of the year and then doing a deal for, an Upamecano or someone like that for the summer, similar to Saliba. I don't think they have to come in right this minute. Just get the deals done now. Let's see what we're building for next season.
Do you know what, Rabiot, is he an upgrade on Xhaka? I don't know.
He's a massive upgrade, mate. He's a massive up, in my opinion.
You know what, the geezer's attitude stinks. Do we want someone else with a stinky attitude?
Well, that is a big problem. Whether that's him or his mum, though, I know his mum's a bit of a nightmare.
Simon has spent all of New Year's Eve apologising to everyone on Twitter. Not Mang Simon, the other Simon. Simon for life, or 49 undefeated. I thought today would have been his perfect platform to talk about Manchester United. I'm surprised not on.
I messaged him privately and told him what he should be doing and what he shouldn't be doing. I didn't think, I think it's stupid that he gets all the abuse that he gets, if you know what I mean. All them silly words and that. But, I mean, he's a danger to himself sometimes, in my eyes. He needs to watch what he's doing.
This dickhead here, let's block him from the channel.
Yeah, don't even put it on there, mate.
You're blocked. Fuck off. I don't want to see you again.
Next.
And when you open another can, I'll block you again because obviously you've got daddy issues and I hope you had a really nice New Year's Eve snuggled up together, spooning.
No, but I noticed, lads, just on the transfer thing, I'm sure like this window already, it's is it Todibo, the young centre-back kid Barcelona have got? They're loaning him out. And he's someone that would be better than what we've got at the minute just till the end of the season. I think Borussia Dortmund have just sold Weigl, the centre-mid. He's a shit-hot player that I think they went for like 30 million euros or something. He'd have been a massive improvement on what we've got. So, there's not players available and that's bollocks. They're there if you want them.
My point of view on the transfer window, obviously we need players to come in, but I want Arsenal to get them in now. I don't want to wait until the end of the transfer window when we've had 4 games gone past us again already. I want them in now so that they can help us out and get us on track to hopefully getting us back up towards the top of the table. That's what we need to do now. We can't be waiting until the last day again to be making these announcements. We need to be quick, decisive and positive in who we're going to get them in now, get them in under Arteta and help us get up that table.
But that's the thing, Terry, is it's like that's what you want. I think what we need is just to get those players in, whether it's now or in the summer. I get what you say. I'd prefer to make 2 shit-hot signings now, centre-back and centre-mid, right now. But if that doesn't happen, I just want to see something. I want some encouragement for them next season if we don't do anything in January. You know what I mean? I want to know that when the season ends, I go, right, we've got an actual proper team, eh? Saliba turns up, in July or whatever. This guy's turning up. We'll have a proper, we've not had that for the last few years. Is everybody fit for pre-season and about? I think Torreira misses pre-season again this year. That doesn't help.
There's no guarantee that he's going to be in.
Well, but I think it's interesting, looking at Arteta putting his arm around him. I think he's someone he'll win back over.
The other thing as well. Everyone's going on about Saliba, like it's next Tony Adams and Mike Keown and Steve Bold all rolled into one. We don't even know. I just hope he's not another Mavropanos. I hope he's not an injury-prone big guy who gets injured.
Well, we've paid for a world-class youngster, Sonny. So I'd be surprised if it turns out like Mavropanos. You know what I mean? We've not messed about here. We've spent a lot of dough on a very unexposed kid. Like I say, it could turn out to be Titus Bramble, but I fucking hope not. It's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see. But the signs are encouraging up to now, and I think if we were to sell him in August, we'd already get more than what we paid.
You know what? I was trying so hard to get rid of my tickets today. To be honest, yeah. Honestly, I was trying so hard to get rid of my tickets today.
Why is that?
I was supposed to go and do a watch along with Terry at the football series.
All right, yeah.
And to be honest with you, for 150 quid for me and your son to go and watch Arsenal injury hit team, I could have just went to St Thomas Hospital and just sat in there, if I wanted to see injuries. I don't know. As much as I wanted to go because I ain't been for a long time, I could have done without it. Honestly.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I know it is a lot of money to go Arsenal, but like I said, we just need to get these transfers done straight away. For me, get them straight in, get them in the team, get them under Arteta. Hopefully, get a couple of the other boys back that's injured, and then see what Arteta can do with them. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what one thing I'll give the club credit for is that at least they've acted now just before January. So we're going to pretty quickly see whether these guys are behind Arteta or not. And if they don't do anything in January, then are we all going to get off Arteta's back and give him a bit more of a free ride to the end of the season? Because they're not helping him, are they? So surely then we go to look at the Kroenkes again and go, we've got a shit up coach now, and you're just not backing another one.
I can't see how the board are going to do that, and I can't see how Arteta is going to let that happen, to be honest, myself.
Well, that's what's going to be interesting, isn't it, mate? Is who's going to crack first, you know? Because Arteta did say in that first interview that he shares the exact same vision as Josh and Stan. So yeah. we're going to see, aren't we? Because we can already see what Arteta's vision is.
Yeah, Melvin.
Well, I just said I think we will get a couple, and if they don't back him, I mean, it's disgraceful if they don't back him.
Yeah,
they might give an excuse that the players wasn't wanting to come, who we're after. They've really got to back him, I would actually say, I know I've probably said it before, but I would take them getting a couple of stopgaps. I really mean it. If we can't get the people we want, and wait for the summer and really then go for it and spend a lot of money. This season's over. You know, we've for the last 5 years, all we've bought is stopgap people. It seems to me, really. So I would sacrifice this transfer window. I'd love to get great new players in, of course I would, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I would sacrifice getting a couple in, like a decent defender, a decent central midfielder, and wait for the summer to really go for it and get tip-top guys if they're not available now.
Well, I do think with Upamecano, I think we're going to go full tilt at getting him in, because I think we went for that in August. I think it was just a little bit too late, and that's how we ended up with Luiz. Was just right, £8 million, no damage. We can swallow that for this season, and then let's go back in for this lad, because you know whether people think Upamecano's good enough or not at the moment, he's only getting cheaper by the day because his contract's running down. So I think that's why it was quite clever not to try and rush it through at the end of the last window and go, right, let's just get in a guy who'll steady the ship for 6 months or 12 months, and we'll go back in for this guy when we might actually save 10 or 20 million quid.
Arsenal always try to steady a ship, you know. we always try to steady a ship.
Can I just quickly
that's like one of Melvin's analogies.
Can I just quickly say to Simon Undefeated, if you are watching, mate, this is how you do it. You do it with a bit of decorum, mate, right? All you fans out there, right, that wanted an experienced manager, you know what I mean, wanted someone to come in because obviously we're in dire straits, and you all wanted Mourinho. Go and have a look at the scores that he's done so far. So they're losing to Southampton at home. Away, sorry. Tottenham are losing 1-0 at the moment with, another 20 minutes to go, 25 minutes.
My bloody IPTV box has bloody crashed last night.
Did it?
Yeah, 10 minutes before the countdown for New Year, so I had to watch New Year celebrations on YouTube.
but Terry, I thought the same, mate, with Mourinho when Simon was saying it, and I thought the same. Look at their first 3 results; they conceded 2 goals in every game.
Yeah,
because that's just what we need at the minute. You know, if he's conceding 2 with their defence, fuck no, how many we'd be conceding with our defence.
Exactly.
Frightening.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not won me over at Spurs. That's all.
Right. Should we give our final thoughts on the game then?
Go on, then.
Wrap up the show. Go on. Let's give our final thoughts. Go on, Simon. Give your final thoughts of the game tonight.
Well, I didn't feel massively optimistic before this, but now I am doing, because you boys have cheered me on. So 9-0 Arsenal all the way. Two Aubameyang hat-tricks. Let's have it.
I tell you what, you want to go and have a look at the odds of that, Simon, and put a fiver on it. It'd be lovely, mate.
I'll go and see a psychiatrist, one of the two.
My normal counselling session's not till tomorrow, Mel.
Go on, Melvin.
I'm going for 1-0. I'm hoping for better, but I think realistically 1-1.
And what about the game itself? How do you see it going?
Hopefully we're starting the front foot. If we don't, we're going to be in a mess. Start the front foot and keep going for as long as possible until they basically give up the other side.
Okay. And Sonny?
Do you know what? For me, it's a new year. Let's make it a new Arsenal. Forget everything what's gone on before, and then pretend this is the first game of the season. You know, and go out, express yourselves. You know, and that's not Mustafi running around like a headless chicken. You know, just go out and take that pride sort of from the Chelsea game, and let's just make them as a fortress again for the rest of the season.
My thoughts are I'm hoping and I'm thinking, I'm positive that I think we'll win 2-1. I think we'll go out, hopefully get 2 goals in the first half. We won't hopefully make any mistakes this week with Leno. We won't hopefully have a referee that's totally against us. And so hopefully I think we should win 2-1 with hopefully Arteta getting about 60, 65, 70 minutes out of players at 100%, and then you'll probably see them falling away again. It's, you know, that's going to happen. We've got to expect that at the moment because they've had a 2-year break, our Arsenal team for some reason. So, you know what I mean? If we can get 70 minutes, 2-0, and then hopefully shut up shop after going for them for 70 minutes, I think it'd be a fantastic result. And come on, Arsenal.
We're going to do a podcast tomorrow for our reactions. We're going to be at the game, and we'll try and do it live as well for the team lineup when it comes out from the ground. But there might be a lot of wind, and that might not sound very good. Shout out your YouTube channel, son.
Just want to say thank you to anyone that supported me all the last year doing my videos. It's Gunner Talk on YouTube, all one word. Just a massive thank you to you guys and anyone else that's just liked one post last year. Massively appreciated. Thank you.
And that's us done. Good riddance to a shitty 2019, especially for me.
Yeah.
Roll on for 2020, and hopefully it's going to be better. Melvin, I hope you will meet in the game.
Yeah, see you at the game. Yeah. How will I recognise you?
I might borrow Simon's James Bond suit. But anyway, that's us gone, and I'll see you lot at the game. And tomorrow we'll do a podcast tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy, boys. I really hope you have a really good day there today. Let's get it jumping.
And I hope you're the only one jumping in the ass party you're going to now, Simon.
Oh, mate, I fucking love that so much, I tell you.
We'll leave it with Terry stroking his pussy. I'll see you.
Take care, boys.